Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's Jesus in a tortilla here on Thanksgiving Day. This isn't really, it is a review, but I just wanted to hang out, eat some food on Thanksgiving Day. I still got a regular Thanksgiving dinner I'm going to cook. It's all packaged because I'm lazy. But I do a lot of Michigan videos. And not too long ago I did pasties. I don't think anybody watched it, but that's alright. It's kind of a Michigan traditional food, regional, whatever. And I hated them growing up. And I hadn't had one in like 30 years. And then I had one, I reviewed it, it was delicious. Well, there's another traditional food in Michigan that probably is more important than the pasty, to be honest. It's the Coney dog. Okay, I have not had a Coney dog in 30 years. It's the truth. I never really was a huge Coney fan, but when I was 16, I went out drinking with some dude. We got trashed. We ended up at this little, it's called the Bundy Hill Restaurant. This little tiny little middle of nowhere little tiny old building built in the 30s probably. And it was just a little diner on the side of the highway. And they had pretty cheap Coneys. So that's usually what we would do. We'd get a couple Coneys. Oh, and it was just one of those nights. Just being a dickhead, just trashed, stoned out of our minds. And the guy I was with was like, at first I said, I could eat like a dozen of these. He said, prove it. He's like, I'll buy a dozen Coneys. This is why I never do food challenges, by the way. Never been able to. He was like, I'll buy a dozen Coneys. And if you win, it's like, get like $20, something like that. And then, so the waitress comes over, and then he starts renegotiating. I didn't know what I was thinking. I was like, well, a dozen Coneys. But they sold them as a meal with a pickle and chips for just like a couple bucks. So he was like, well, you got 2 Coneys. And so he orders like 6 of these meals. I was like, oh, well, shit, I'm not going to eat, 6 of these pickles, 6 of these things of chips. So we renegotiate. I had to do like, I don't know, a couple pickles and a couple things of chips. So I start off strong and eat 2 Coneys right off the bat, and that's it. I'd already eaten 2 Coneys earlier, and that was it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do any more of them. So, whatever. I didn't care. Wasn't that big of a deal, but we packaged them up, we left. And you gotta remember, we were both pretty trash, and we were, 16 years old. You're just an idiot. So we drove around for a while, throwing the Coneys into the backs of pickup trucks and whatever for a while, and then that was it. And then we drove home. This is like August, I think. And I went home, and it was a mean drunk. I didn't leave the house for like 2 days. I was just trashed. I was hungover for a whole day, and I never left. So like 2 days later, I get into my car, my Tan Tempo, 1989 Tan Tempo. It had been sitting in the driveway for 2 days in like 90-degree heat. And we had spilled all that Coney all over the car while we were throwing them out like drunk idiots. And that car smelled like a goddamn Coney dog for the next couple years. And it just was putrid. And it was so burned and seared. I was hungover and threw up Coneys all the next day. And then I get in my car 2 days later, and that's all I could smell. It permeated the entire shell of the car. I couldn't eat a Coney. So there you go. I have not had a Coney for 30 years. Now, these are Coneys from Andes in Jackson, Michigan, baby. Birthplace of the Coney, maybe. Close. Detroit, whatever. Okay, man, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Not 100%. Wrapped in wax. These were donated to me, by the way. I have not left the house in like 7 days. But these were donated to me. They're from Andes. It's a pizza place. They brought me a pizza too. Yeah, a little bit. This is fine. I just want to maybe get some mustard, but man, these have traveled, but usually Coneys look pretty much like this. They come with a little bit of onion, a little bit of Coney, some yellow mustard. From Andy's Pizza. Happy Thanksgiving. Now don't get these confused. These aren't chili dogs. These are Coney dogs. Ground up beef heart and stuff. All those onions. Wow. I have not had a Coney dog in 30 years. It's just dirty, rotten street food, and it's delicious. There's so much Coney sauce on them. It's all falling off. Well, something I hated as my youth, and now I love it again. Wow, it's good. Spicy. Only way they need to be served. It's either some Vidalia or some Spanish onion or whatever. A little yellow mustard. The Coney itself is a little spicy. But you got the yellow mustard and the onion. Wow. You know what? This is a delicious Thanksgiving meal. A Michigan Coney from Andy's in Jackson, Michigan. Boy, I'm taken aback. Let's give them a 9.5. Love you guys. Hope you have a safe, happy Thanksgiving. I know it's rough. Nobody's loving anything. You can't. See, I've talked to all my siblings, talked to my mom, and just, we're not getting together. And we usually do get together. I've missed a few, but, we're all taking it in stride. Everybody's okay. Everybody's got food in their belly and they're warm. We're going to get through this. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you, babe.